Happy Monday. The message goes on. Life goes on. We need to look forward. We need to be better and rise above. I love it when I say that. People say, no, we don't, Chad. We need to fight back. No, we need to be better. We fight back because if we actually care, then it's about spreading the message. Right? I'll tell you guys, from what I understand, Charlie wasn't going to be doing the politics much longer. He would still be doing some of it, not like he was. He was really heading towards, can I do this on the faith side? He was texting back and forth with the pastor of his church, talking about this is what he wanted to do. He was moving in that direction. That what I've done with Turning Point, can I do that on a different scale when it comes to religion? Can I become that? Can I become that kind of voice? I think it was already happening. We got a lot of anger out there. Not all of it's real, by the way. Some of it's fake. Some of it's for clicks and like. And a lot of people over this past several days have done stuff that they thought would be hilarious. I'm going to say mean things and I'm going to get clicks and likes. And the endorphins will kick in and I'll be, look at the dopamine. I'm living a great life. Look at all my likes and I've caused controversy. Unpopular opinion here, only to find out that they're unemployed now. That they're a pariah. That they look like, who the hell raised you? And I hope the dopamine kick was good. I hope it was. Horrible thing happened. And opportunities to make this horrible thing better, it's out there. There's no doubt about that. And Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, she talked about it. She talked about who he was and stuff. I don't want to relive all that. Chris and them did a great job of these things this morning. But the message is out there. And the message is, as a Christian, as a believer, that these are the people that need the most help. These are, look, freedom of speech wasn't taken away from anybody. There was accountability. The question is, how do you reach those people? That's it. How do you reach those people that need to be reached, that have been sold a bill of goods that the world is bad because of the likes of Charlie Kirk and all of these other groups that are out there that are, podcasters and whatever, talk radio nuts. No, because they don't know. They've had no conversations. They've never sat down and talked with an individual. Megyn Kelly, I think it was Friday when she was talking about this with Mark Halperin. And I love Mark. He's arguably, I think he's the best news guy in the business. Yes, I know. Mark had some issues with ladies. He was the first one in the Me Too era in the world of news to get caught. He's apologized. We've all moved on from that now. Okay, because I got somebody earlier good. I know what Mark did, and he knows it, and he's apologized, and we've moved on.
It's such a bastardization by the left. And in the past, whatever it's been, 18 hours, I've had zero appetite to look at what they're saying about him. Like, I'm having a really difficult time caring. And that's unlike me. Usually on these stories, I definitely look at what the left is saying, and then I usually mock them on my show, and it's somewhat cathartic. But I'm just not there at all. I just feel like they can go themselves. I couldn't give two shits about what they think of Charlie Kirk. They didn't know him. They don't understand any of us. And it's because of willful blindness. They choose to demonize rather than seek to understand. So them.
She was pissed. She was upset. She was angry. Rightly so. Somebody said, are you brain dead or something? Actually, I'm not. How can you say freedom of speech hasn't been taken away from anybody? It's been taken away from Charlie Kirk. Actually, his message is louder and clearer in a serious way.
That's what happens when you create a martyr.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't destroyed anything. You've made the message louder. What did Chris say today? Up to 30,000 new requests for chapters? Think about that. The amount of people going. I saw people that were on the left this weekend and said, you know what? I haven't gone to church for a long time. And I felt that we needed to do this. So No. What happened was awful and horrible, no doubt. I mean, nobody's debating that. Nobody is. The question is, how do we reach people, right? Isn't this what Charlie wanted? How do you reach people that are full of hate and anger? How do you reach people whose sole goal is to scream and yell because they've been sold a bill of goods? They've been living in an echo chamber. I love what Scott Adams said. What was he? Is he a Dilbert? Is that what he had? I think that's what he had.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, I think it's Dilbert. He was talking about it this weekend, all the people that are getting fired. And just kind of the bizarre fact that they thought they were untouchable.
So there are numerous stories of teachers and people associated with schools of various types who are getting canceled, meaning fired, for saying horrible things about essentially being happy or saying it was justified that Charlie Kirk got assassinated. What do you think about that? That people are losing their jobs all over the place. Well, let me tell you the thing that is most shocking about that. The most shocking thing is that the people who spoke out that way believed they wouldn't get fired. I think they were all surprised, which means they've been living entirely within a bubble in which they thought other people would agree with that. Are you kidding me?
That right there is the perfect example of everybody living inside of this bubble world where they have no other opinions, no other view on life outside of what they believe. So many of these leftists and people on the right. In fact, the grandma of the shooter, first of all, I think she's a little wackadoo, but whatever. She said, I've never seen him hold a gun, but they're all MAGA. And she goes, I don't even know a Democrat. Well, obviously you did. And that might have been your grandson, and I'm not even sure he done. I mean,
she's probably going to be the first one to say, I don't think he was living with another boy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, he wasn't, according to them. According to them, he wasn't. But we have to have a conversation in this country. We do. Whenever you bring it up, people are, oh, you can't have a conversation with these people. They probably say the same thing about anybody that has a different belief than them. You can't have a conversation with them. And then you find out, well, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to each other than just this. And yes, there's a younger generation that have been fed a bunch of lies and have been essentially living in this echo chamber where they believe that everybody believes what they do and that nobody else believes anything else. Barry Weiss, who is now going to be the ombudsman for CBS and make sure that nothing is said bad about Israel. I remember when they hired her, though, at the New York Times. It was after Trump was won the first time. They brought her in because there was not a soul inside of that room that in the New York Times who thought for a moment that Trump had a chance of winning. Not one person. And they brought her in because they needed to go, we need to figure this out. Who are these people? Who are these people that they talk about that voted for this guy? What are they about? Go see, go talk, go have a conversation. It's an interesting organization. They're all over the country now, and their goal is to bring right, left, progressive, MAGA together to have actual conversations. That's it. It's conversations. Which is what we need more of. Especially if we're out there and we believe in our hearts, we're believers, right? We're believers. And we look and we say, Jesus wants to heal the sick. He didn't come to fix the healthy. They're fine. They're doing okay. And we've got people that are twisted up in their minds who think that everything that the right does is evil. And I'm taking Trump off the table. I'm not even talking about that. Just everything. They're sold a bill of goods in every way, shape, or form. And they're angry and they're pissed. Why is that? Why are you so angry? Nothing in your life has probably changed at all. Outside of being told everything's going to change, yet it never does. Outside of being told that there is going to be you're going to be walking around in the red dress like that movie or that TV show. What's the name of that TV show?
Handmaid's Tale.
The Handmaid's Tale. I mean, it's crazy. And they've probably never been able to have a conversation with anybody because they don't associate with people like that. Well, you need to learn to, and vice versa. Because we need to have conversations. Because the goal should be, let me show you why my ideas are great, but let me show you why I care about you. You're a human being, and we may not agree on everything, but doesn't mean we have to hate each other. I thought that was kind of the message that Charlie wanted out there. That we're not going to, by the way, you shouldn't agree on everything. You shouldn't. There's going to be things that we're going to differ on. Right and left, left and right. Both sides, even if they agree, they're not always going to agree on everything on their own party. But we don't have to be enemies. And people are pissed and angry. You ever ask why? Why are you pissed and angry? Why are you so angry? You think they're going to give you a real? No, they may not even know. Opportunities in a way that we're living in the best time in human history. Outside of the war, potentially, that's about ready to kick off in Eastern Europe. And what's going on in Gaza. For us here in America, we're living at as far as advancements and opportunities, it's huge. Doesn't mean life's not hard. Doesn't think life's not expensive. Doesn't mean. But if you're born in America, you're born kind of on third base. So let's get down to having a conversation. And if you can't do that, I mean, that's not going to help. The goal is just, meme culture and try to win debates online. How many people have won a debate online? Probably not a lot. You may have thought you won a debate, but did you change anybody's mind? No, they just got mad and blocked you or stopped talking to you or ignored whatever like I look at every day I come in, there's Bell. He's sending hilarious things to Robert Reich. Every day.
Not based on his height.
No. But you may win the argument, but he's going to ignore you. So how do we have conversations?
Well, it's less about for me, it's less about
it's like pissing with him.
As it is having fun with it and hoping other people think about what I said. Because his economic theories are just absolutely complete garbage. They're hot garbage.
Oh, yeah. Totally hot garbage. They're not even good populist arguments. They're just hot garbage. But even if Bell showed him something that was new, and then he'd be like, oh, he's not going to announce that or say that. He's going to go a different way. We have to have conversations. We do. It is utmost that we continue to try to push for more conversation. And the people out there that are hurting, we need to figure out how we get to them, have more conversations. Try to persuade them that, hey, your hate, it's based on fear that's not real. It's based on fear that's not real. I'm not saying there's not injustices in the world and things aren't perfect, but so much of what you hate in this culture battle, and that's a lot of what this is all based in fear and things that aren't going to happen. Coming up, a little bit more of this. Got some other stuff. We could be going to war, kind of, sort of, but not really. Hopefully not. But not where you think. What? Oh, yeah. Everybody's over here looking at Gaza, which, by the way, they just announced they're getting ready to go in. How about that? And then over here, you've got the Eastern Europeans. Well, that's not going as well as we thought.
You like apples? Well, we're not letting you get any apples.
Yeah, you like apples. And then, of course, you've got what's going on in Venezuela. We'll talk about that as well. If you missed the show, shame. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Inflammatory social media posts leading to firings. Again, what were you thinking doing that? And by the way, that should be for anybody. If you're on the right and somebody kills somebody and you think it's hilarious, and we're talking about you're reveling in it in a way that is just because, about time that we got that person That's sick. You got problems. But I didn't see a lot of that. Not saying it hasn't happened, but I've trained my algorithm over the last several weeks to be about fuzzy creatures screaming at me, funny voices, and a lot of stuff, that is not insane. Because it's tough. Right? It is tough out there. We got to have this conversation. And some of you are like, I don't want to have a conversation. Well, then you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. But I think out there are young people that went to see Charlie. And unlike going to see Ben Shapiro and Crowder and stuff, where they're there to roast them more than anything, he got to them. And that should be it. Can you? And people are like, you can't reach these people. Oh, you can. You can absolutely reach these people. Because they've probably had nobody ever push back on the ideology they've been fed at all. And you would be surprised. You would be. That you can reach these people. By the way, Ken, somebody's asking the question, what's going on at B&A? Lots of traffic over there.
I don't know.
There you go. Ken doesn't know.
Coming and going traffic, I guess.
Yeah, coming and going traffic. Yeah, you heard her here first from the weather wizard.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, hold. Zip.
This is, looks like we have a police reporting a crash Murfreesboro Pike at Dale Parkway there at B&A.
Okay, there you go.
But I-40 looks clear to me.
Clear, baby, clear. Clear. Ken's super excited. He doesn't care about being here. I was going to let you guys know this. Ken checked out when he woke up this morning and realized he was going to go see the Doobie Brothers tonight.
Yes, sir.
Everything has been nothing but Doobie Brothers since then.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there could be war in Eastern Europe, and I'm seeing the Doobie Brothers. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's that. They may arraign this guy tomorrow, but Michael McDonald's going to be on stage tonight with the Doobie. Do you think Michael's going to perform some of his hits?
You know he is.
I hope so.
He better.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll come up on that stage.
We
No
have peace
doubt.
in Ukraine, but Ken's going to be the first one screaming for Blackwater.
That's right.
Roll Blackwater, keep on churning.
Oh, look at this. He's got it going on all day. I'm excited for you, man.
I freaking love the Doobie Brothers.
You're going to get a T-shirt?
You betcha I am. I'm going to get all the merch I can.
Oh, I love that.
I like the name of their opening act.
Who is it?
The Coral Reefers.
That's Jimmy's old band, Jimmy Buffett.
I think it is. Yes.
It is.
The Coral Reefers.
The Coral Reefers. I wonder if they're going to sing about weed.
There may be a cloud over the
Nope.
concert
Nope.
tonight.
Nope. The Lord wants you to enjoy in all its glory Michael McDonald, his beard,
Oh, we'll be able to see the concert.
and the 90,000 hits he sang on, some of which were his
Yeah,
own.
absolutely.
That is so cool. That is so weird to think about all the songs he was on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, did you get paid for that? It seemed like he just rolled in. They'd ask him to do something. He'd do something. He'd turn around and walk out.
Yeah. I love that.
Sure, his manager was keeping track of who owed what.
That Yacht Rock documentary, man.
So
He and Chris, I can't remember his name.
Christopher Cross?
Yeah, Christopher Cross. Those dudes crack me up, man. I mean, really, iconic artists, but it was really no big deal to them.
Oh,
They'd just get together and jam.
that's right. By the way, speaking of that kind of thing, there's a new docuseries it's called Into the Void. It's going to be on Hulu. It's all about the hair metal.
Oh, really?
It's all about hair metal.
All right.
And there's going to be like different, they're going to go through everything from, Ozzy and Black Sabbath and Randy, like all of them. And this is going to go through the Satanic Panic and everything.
A lot of preachers made money off that satanic.
Oh,
Panic.
they did, man. There was a lot of preachers who made tons of money off that stuff. The insanity of that wackiness.
I'm looking at the Doobie set list, and I can't recall what's his and what's theirs. But he is doing, they're covering What a Fool Believes, which he
That's his.
sang on. No, that's Kenny Loggins.
Well, but
That's him and Kenny.
Yeah, but it
that's
was
him
on a
and-
Kenny album.
Right.
So they listed as having of it being a cover.
So, well, that's weird because he's on it, but he didn't write it probably. He didn't. I would assume he didn't. And then Kenny's like, oh, cool. Every time he gets sung, he's like, new money for me.
Yeah,
Money. Kenny.
Is minute by minute solo or is that Doobies?
Nope, that's Doobies.
So he probably doesn't know it's his or not.
There's not a lot of solo in here then.
I mean, who knows? He sang with so many people. There's no telling what he's going to play tonight.
Yeah, there's no telling. And who knows? There could be a special guest.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Because we are in Nashville.
In this city?
We are in Nashville, so you never know what might happen. Coming up, we got more on all kinds of goodies. Got some of your text messages as well. It is the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997. You can text the show. Somebody's not happy. My God, man. Wow, the blue from your eyes. My eyes aren't blue. They're brown. Sir. Or ma'am. Ma'am, sir. 64
Still wearing contacts?
No. I did wear contacts, just one. And then when I got the surgery, I only got one eye done. So it's pretty cool.
Is that like being a reverse pirate?
It is. So I can see both far, close, that kind of stuff. But this person's the debate about having a conversation. Well, if your goal is I'm done having conversations, I want to go out and have a civil war, then that's what you're going to go and do. Find out how that plays out for you. And if that plays out any different than what's going to happen to this guy. And if you change anybody's, is the goal to change people's minds? Is the goal to get people to think differently? Is the goal to expand the tent and bring people, whether it's through religion, to your belief, or whether it's through the politics? Is your goal to actually debate, have conversations, and get people to see where you're coming from, and vice versa, and hopefully expand the tent, learn something, and teach them something? If that's your goal, then it's there. If your goal is to just go, I want to have a civil war. I saw a lot of this, over the last 24 hours, because yesterday afternoon I had to get on the internet, fortunately, just for my football game. It was fantastic. And if that's your goal, knock yourself out. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say. You want somebody to affirm that it's okay to be pissed off and angry. Yeah, you can be pissed off and angry. Should be. We should all be. But if the goal is to have conversations, what would, someone said, but what would Jesus do? What do you think he would do? You would think he'd say, throw those people away. Get rid of those people. We want nothing to do with those people. I only want people that agree with me. I only want people who believe what I believe. I don't want to talk. If you don't believe any of the stuff, you get away from me. Only want this. I don't want to. No, it's not what he would want. I don't think that's what Charlie would want. So, but so many of you are like, we're going to have a civil war. We're not going to have a civil war. Again, you're not bringing the lazy factor into this. It's just not happening the way it should be. You have to talk more about the lazy factor. Ken, are we at war yet?
Not at war yet. Let's hope it stays that way.
It does feel, this feels a little bit more provocative than some of the other stuff.
Talking about Belarus war
Belarus.
games?
Yeah. This feels a little bit more, because if you were going to take over Kyiv, if the goal was to go after Kyiv, you go through Belarus. It's easier. And he's got that line right there. And on top of that, it's not just about them, it's also about Poland. Poland is itching for a fight. They're pissed and angry.
They do not like Putin.
They don't like Putin. Well, you know what? There's a lot of animosity.
Nobody really does, but
No.
they really.
No, because he sees them as the first line of evil when it comes to NATO. And of all of that, they're the toughest line. There is nobody, if you were to ask me, outside of the nuclear options, but NATO has those, but if as a nation itself, I don't think any other nation at this moment in time would be as formidable as Poland would be against Russia. I mean, Germany, they're not all that. France.
I mean, I know Ukraine's using our weapons, but they're killing a lot of Russians.
They are.
Imagine what the Polish would do.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the Brits, they have the SAS, and they may have in certain soldiers and groups that may be, tier 1 operators. But as far as just across the board, man, the polls, whoo, my. And they're itching. And they've been spending lots of money. They have been. So this just feels a little bit more, a little bit more provocative.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I mean, last week, whenever the Russian drones, violated the Polish airspace, that I don't know if that was a mistake on the Pooter's part. I'm wondering if he did that intentionally.
Oh, I think he
just
did.
To see what would happen.
I think that was a test. That was a test.
Comes after their big parade over there in Beijing.
Mm-hmm. That was a test. That was let me just test a little bit to see if you're willing, what you're willing to do.
Yeah, if it had been one or two drones, you might have been able to call it a mistake, but it was, like 19?
Yeah. And they didn't kill anybody.
No.
Because that'll be the next test. Will they accidentally fire something off, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, as we know that's baloney, and wipe out a small area where they kill several people, which is going to bring Poland into play. And they did that again with Romania this weekend, which is they're testing to see how much guts the European NATO allies have. Not so much America. I think they think America's not going to get involved. I think they think Trump is going to go, you know what? This is Europe's backyard. You guys keep buying oil from them. You keep funding these things. You keep allowing this stuff to happen. So this is going to be your problem, and we're not going to get involved. We may give you guys some weapons or promise you some other stuff, but I don't think we're going to have boots on the ground. And I think he wants to see if that's true. So it's all happening, kids. The spiciness is getting more spicy than ever before. And that's kind of not a good thing. It isn't. It's not. I don't want to see more. Like, what's going to happen in Gaza City is going to be a nightmare in the coming days. An absolute nightmare. And millions of people have nowhere to go, and they have no way to get there. And there was that song, too. What was that? That was you, Ken. I know it was you.
Yeah, but I don't know where it's from.
Probably from that YouTube tab, Yacht Rock, you got open.
Oh, you got the Yacht Rock?
I don't. I have no idea where that came from.
Does anybody know that song? I kind of figured out. I'm just trying.
It sounded like the Beatles.
Yeah, it did. I think that's what it was. We named that song in 1 second. So awesome that was.
Yeah, it was Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah, there you guys go. Not there tonight, by the way. By the way, somebody said, don't be surprised if the Nude shows up tonight. Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I hope you better send us a bunch of pictures.
Oh, I will.
Speaking of that, I sent the guys this weekend the absolutely hilarious wiener dog.
Yeah.
Because we needed some laughter. And it was this wiener dog that would live inside this guy's shirt, and all he came up for was snacks.
Yeah.
And this is why you get a dog and not a cat.
Bell. Yeah, little weenies, they like to burrow.
It's their jam, man.
They like to get underneath stuff.
That's what they do. Who's excited in Memphis? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they're the next contestant of Trump sending some people over to your place.
They just hang out around the train station and the federal building and maybe the IRS center. Those are not places where we have crime. So it's a show for him. It's the Trump show. And he likes to do TV shows. He likes to produce, and he likes to look tough. And it's all part of a bigger strategy to really be authoritarian.
No, but it is a show. I've said that. I mean, they're not doing anything. He could do more with them when it came to D.C. because it's federal. Here, he can only have them guard things that are federal. They're not going to do anything else. Maybe they can drive some people around. They're not going to be out doing stuff as far as, catching robbers or violent gangsters. There's going to be none of that stuff going on. But doesn't mean that he can't send in TBI. We've talked about this. You can surge all kinds of people there. But it goes back to the thing when it comes to crime, which is, are you going to prosecute anybody that's arrested? Go look at what's happening in D.C. Remember all those people that were arrested? Not a lot's happened. Most of them, they've declined to prosecute them or released them. So all that for what? You still need the back end of the after the capture and the taking into custody of somebody bad. You can't just have the, hey, we took everybody in to custody and then we released them. Because then it just really is a show.
It's high, but the National Guard won't stop that. Working with the FBI, which we've done, working with DEA, which we've done, and working with ATF would help. Those groups know how to police. They know police law. They know police strategy. They know how to patrol.
Yeah, well, you're going to find out what it's like to have the IRS building guarded in an area that there isn't a lot of crime. You probably don't see a lot of crime. Quick, to the IRS building. Go get me some stuff. I don't think that's going to be happening. But it's a show thing for Trump. But part of that is to show, look, we're here for the crime. All right? I told you guys I was coming. You guys can't live like this. Nobody's supposed to live like this. But is that Trump issue on the federal side? No, it's not. Should that be everybody else's issue? No, that's a Memphis issue. Memphis is there is no walking in Memphis at this point in time. Because if you're walking in Memphis in certain areas, yeah, your feet may not be on the ground.
True that.
So if you want to say that it's a show, yeah, I've said that. Now, what do? Well, it still goes back to you continue to put people in power because they have gerrymandered their areas in such a way that the chances of Republicans winning and getting in DAs that are willing to prosecute outside of a few heinous crimes are slim to none. So you end up with the vicious cycle of poverty and crime. Poverty and crime. And you may not want that, but that's what you get because you're not doing what you need to do, which is holding your elected officials accountable. This is a woman in Memphis who's not thrilled by all the things going down in Memphis.
And, you know, it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the market or the service station. So, yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them out.
Well, they're not, but it'll be a show. And the left can sit there and go, well, it's just a show. Well, you know what? It may be just a show, but the reality is what you guys have done show-wise, it's a failing show. And your people are suffering in a major way. And you're not helping them by pretending you don't have a problem. You gotta face up to it. You got a problem. How do you fix it? And I don't know what the numbers are. I don't believe the numbers in a lot of places when it comes to government because everybody is always fixing the numbers to benefit themselves. All right, coming up, we got the welcome Matt straight ahead. Matt is here, right? I have yet to see him. Normally he wanders by now.
Yeah, he was talking football over here in the newsroom.
Because he went to the game. We're going to find out how the game was. I saw some tweets. Hope he got out of there alive. I think he did because he's here. But, man, you know, he was very excited about that game. Baby, we'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super 997. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the big dog in the house. How excited were you?
Hi. Hello.
I saw you in your victory smile after the game.
Oh, big thumbs up. Yeah, sometimes those are the best types of victories, those unexpected ones that you pull from the jaws of defeat.
That you probably thought we shouldn't have won that one.
Oh, no, we should have won that.
So,
the idea of completing a 26-yard pass on 4th and 7 to just get to the 2-point conversion, then you convert the 2-point conversion, and then they miss the that's one of those games.
Man.
So, but good for Tennessee. And the people, let me tell you, I try to do this because everybody relates their negative stories, especially with something like football.
Yeah.
Had a great time. The people were great. Had one little mild interaction with a guy that kept wanting to talk to me after every score. And I finally had to tell him, he was like 6 rows down. And he was reaching over people to get my attention. And when it was
Matthew,
that's right. That's what he's
was
doing.
it only when Tennessee scored, or when he wanted to talk to you about politics? And stuff?
No, it's just when Tennessee was scoring, and I guess it was just when Tennessee was scoring because they were scoring a lot early,
Yeah, they were.
But yeah, like after that, when it was 21-7, and it was like the fourth time that he wanted to talk to me about stuff, and I was like, hey, I was like, hey, we don't have to talk every time. It's cool, but we don't have to talk. I mean,
Did you want to reach over afterwards and go, "Wow, I can't believe we won that"? one.
Well, so I leaned over to Erica and I said, "Should I ask him if he wants to talk now?" And she said, "No, we should leave." No. But that was a great Saturday. Jackson did well in the car, to and fro, and we ended up taking Jackson like he was our own to the game. I don't know why that happened or how that happened. Yeah, it was weird.
were all your tickets together?
They were not. Jackson was. We were in one area.
They
Jackson
sat in
was
first class. Jackson got to sit and coach.
You were on the 50-yard line.
That was an insane. I have no idea how we got those seats. I have no idea why we were where we were, but by some sort of level of happenstance, we ended up in. I think we were in the president's row. And once again, I have no idea. Like the president of the university, Randy Boyd.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody around, like in the immediate vicinity, is like, oh, do you work with Randy? Are you with Randy? Oh, I'm with Randy. Or do you work with that? It's like, I don't work.
Are you part of the Georgia?
Right. You must be some muckety muck over in Athens or something or another. But no, the people were very nice. Everybody in Neyland, everybody around the stadium before and after the game was nothing but nice. So that's good.
That is good.
That's good. And it was. I say this, and I'll talk about it on the air today on my show. I mean, I heard you mention that you just kind of dissolved your way out of politics. I had to put it down.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly for Saturday, all day Saturday, it was just like, I'm focused on good things, positive energy, and not negative energy. And it was good. It was nice to recharge the batteries.
That's good. Well, speaking of recharging the batteries, Matt is straight ahead. And of course, tonight we're going to expect a full report from you. Ken, by the way, he doesn't care anything about the news. What you're going to get is one news story and then him being excited about the fact that he's going to the Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald tonight.
He's going Doobie Brothers tonight?
Yes, sir.
And Michael McDonald?
Yes,
Came
sir.
from somewhere back in
long ago.
Wait, what was Michael? Who was Michael McDonald with?
The Doobie Brothers.
He was with the Doobie Brothers.
And then everybody else ever in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he said he got that voice. Everybody knows who was singing.
He liked to sing about MCI before they went bankrupt.
And you got to do the keyboard. You can't do the impersonation without doing the keyboard.
Fool believes. You guys have a good one, Master.